A metric space X is sequentially compact if and only if it satisfies the Bolzano-Weierstrass property. Sequential compactness means every sequence in X has a convergent subsequence. The Bolzano-Weierstrass property means every infinite subset of X has a limit point in X. These two conditions are completely equivalent. 4 key terms. A sequence is an infinite ordered list of points in X. A subsequence is an infinite selection from a sequence, keeping the original order. A sequence converges to a point X star if it gets arbitrarily close to X star. A limit point of a set A is a point X star such that every open ball around X star contains a point of A other than X star itself. Direction 1. We prove, if X is sequentially compact, then X has the Bolzano-Weierstrass property. Let A be any infinite subset of X. Since A is infinite, we can pick a sequence of distinct points from A, call them x1, x2, x3, and so on, all different, all in A. Since X is sequentially compact, this sequence has a convergent subsequence. Call it xnk, converging to some point X star in X. Since all the points x and k are distinct and belong to A, every open ball around X star contains infinitely many points of A. Therefore X star is a limit point of A. Direction 1 is proved. Direction 2. We prove, if X has the Bolzano-Weierstrass property, then X is sequentially compact. Let Xn be any sequence in X. Case 1, if the sequence has only finitely many distinct values, then some value repeats infinitely often. That repeated value is a constant subsequence, which trivially converges. Case 2, if the sequence has infinitely many distinct values, then its range is an infinite subset of X. By the Bolzano-Weierstrass property, this infinite set has a limit point X star in X. Since X star is a limit point, every open ball around X star contains infinitely many terms of the sequence. We can therefore pick a subsequence converging to X star. Direction 2 is proved. Both directions are proved. Sequential compactness implies the Bolzano-Weierstrass property, and the Bolzano-Weierstrass property implies sequential compactness. Therefore a metric space X is sequentially compact if and only if it satisfies the Bolzano-Weierstrass property.